Okay guys, so for this negative rebuttal video, I am going to be highlighting some arguments that my opponent made about Guantanamo Bay, and I am going to be saying why I do not agree with her arguments. So to start off, my opponent said that she believes that Guantanamo Bay goes against what we believe in as Americans. I disagree with this argument because I think that Guantanamo Bay does a lot of a lot of positive things for the Cubans. It not only provides the Cubans with military support, but also financial support. I think that the Cubans are a lot better off with our support than they would be without it. I also disagree with this point because we have seen a decline in the drug trafficking since we have had our base there in Cuba, and this is very important. We are having a lot of drug wars and a lot of drug issues in Cuba, and without having our troops there, we're just going to see those issues increase. I also have been doing some researching on this topic, and we have seen a reduction in the amount of drug trafficking due to Guantanamo Bay's influence on Cuba. Another point that my opponent made, she said that she felt as though the Cubans could use that land for something better than what we are using it for now. I also disagree with that point, mainly because she didn't really expand on what she thought they should use it for. She just said that we should give it back to Cuba and let them do what they want with it. But I disagree with this because I think that can be very dangerous to just release that land to the Cubans. And also, we have spent so much time and so much funding on this base that I think it would be unwise for us just to give up on it and to abandon it at this moment. My opponent also said that she believes this would make our relations with Cuba more positive, and this would be beneficial to Americans as well as not just Cubans. I disagree with that because I think that it makes Americans feel better and also not only feel better but also makes our security threats decrease because we're not worried about other countries coming and terrorist threats because we do have that base in Cuba and we are keeping all of that down. Now, if we were to just give back that land, we would have to figure something else out because we would no longer have that that kind of blanket that we have on us now to kind of protect us and keep us feeling like we have some sort of outside security, not just domestic security. Also, my opponent believes that we could better spend the money somewhere else. I disagree with this idea because I think that we've already put a lot of funding and a lot of time into Guantanamo Bay, and to just give up on it, I think would be a very bad idea and a very negative action for us. Lastly, I wanted to talk about a argument that my opponent made at the end of the video that I thought was very interesting. She said that she thought that Guantanamo Bay was that having the Southcom in Guantanamo Bay was not beneficial to the Cubans and that it was hurting the Cuban people. And I disagree with this too because I think that having Guantanamo Bay there also gives the Cubans a great sense of security and comfort, knowing that they have that extra level of protection. Helps the Cubans out a lot. It's also bringing down their drug trafficking rates, and that's very important to the Cuban people. So I disagree with that. I do not believe that having the U.S. Southcom makes life any harder for the Cubans. I think it only helps them, and I don't see any issues with it. I think that we should continue to do what we're doing and not rock the boat or do anything that might upset our relationship with Cuba right now because we are at a good place with them. And I think we should just continue in that positive direction and not do anything that would threaten that.